Hi, this is David Comfort from Democracy Action Network. Here's what's actually wild. In a shocking turn of events, over 250 Venezuelan migrants who were deported from the US and imprisoned in El Salvador recently walked out of a notorious prison known as CECOT, where conditions were so brutal that inmates were subjected to systematic beatings and torture. Can you imagine being sent to a place where the government explicitly states you will only leave inside a coffin? This is honestly crazy, but highlights the dire consequences of harsh immigration policies and the dehumanization of migrants. The article dives deep into the harrowing experiences of these individuals, many of whom fled Venezuela's economic collapse and violence, only to find themselves trapped in a prison system that treats them like animals. For instance, Tito Martínez and others endured 6 consecutive days of beatings after a failed escape attempt. The guards recorded these assaults, turning their suffering into a grotesque spectacle. How can we stand by and let this happen in our name? What's even more alarming is the context of these deportations. The Trump administration labeled these migrants as gang members without providing substantial evidence, effectively criminalizing their existence. Ever notice how easily governments can scapegoat vulnerable populations to justify inhumane treatment? It's a pattern we've seen throughout history, from the internment of Japanese Americans during World War II to the current treatment of asylum seekers. The Salvadoran government, led by President Nayib Bukele, has turned CECOT into a grim showcase of its tough-on-gangs approach, manipulating media narratives while suppressing the truth about what really happens behind those bars. The controlled media tours paint a picture of order, but the reality is a nightmare of violence and despair. This isn't just a local issue, it's a reflection of broader systemic failures in how we handle migration and justice. As the released Venezuelans return home, they bring with them stories of trauma and resilience. They remind us that these are not just numbers or statistics, they are human beings with hopes and dreams. What if I told you that every time we ignore these injustices, we are complicit in a system that thrives on fear and oppression? In the face of such absurdity, we must ask ourselves, how do we challenge these narratives and fight for a more humane approach to immigration? The problems may seem overwhelming, but they are puzzles worth understanding together. Let's keep the conversation going and demand justice for those who have suffered in silence. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel. It would help out a lot. Peace.